let me talk about, go down my list of points here, talk about the weight and the noise of it. And this would pertain to wearing it for a period of time and what it's like. The weight is, I don't have the scale on me. I will put that in the description off to the right. I'll tell you what the weight is. I'm a, decent sized guy. It doesn't really bother me for, I'm gonna say, by the way, that thumping you might be hearing upstairs is my 2 English setter puppies going nuts, probably tearing something up that they shouldn't be. The weight is okay. I want to say it's not really a problem for 2.5 hours. I can wear this thing without really noticing it. When you push into the 3-4 hour range or longer, it'll start to hurt your neck. As you can see, the bulk of the thing is in the front, and the fan's up here. The batteries are actually on the side, so they'd be right about above your ears, but the whole weight of this thing pulls forward. It has a tendency to pull on the back of your neck, and after around, when you get in that 3 to 4 hour range, the back of your neck will start to get sore. Sometimes you'll get a headache. That's just the way it is. You're wearing a great big thing on your face. Now, let me talk about the Pro model, because they have a Trend Airshield Pro, which is out, which if you go to Woodcraft, they have that there too. This one was $290. The Pro model is $400. So quite a bit more expensive. But they did address that weight issue in the Pro model. They put the fan in the back, the battery in the back, and the filters on the side. So much of the weight, and it's also a full head cover, so much of the weight is in the back. So, but I don't know. I guess if you're going to be wearing this thing for 6-8 hours a day, you might want to try out the Pro model. But just if you're 2-3 hours at a time, you probably don't need to invest the extra money in the Pro model. The noise. Well, there's a fan going, and put this up to the camera here. You got a fan blowing, right on your head. This thing's touching your head, so there is a little bit of noise. You can hear that, and there's no way to get around that. It doesn't really bother me. Actually, the battery's running down. I'll put a fresh battery in here in a minute and then fire it up again so you can hear the full sound of it. The noise doesn't really bother me. Now, this one doesn't have built-in ear protection. The Pro model has built-in earmuffs that fold down. That's another option. You have to buy those separately. I don't know how much they are for the extra earmuffs. However, you can fit earmuffs on there, right around there, and they will fit on your ears. It's kind of a tight fit. Sometimes they wedge into this thing a little bit, but if you fiddle with it a little bit, I managed to get it to work. These ones I've modified. I put some speakers in there off just a regular headset. I hooked that to an MP3 player, and to be honest with you, I don't really notice the noise that much, but it is vibrating on your head. This thing touches your head, you hear that vibration, you're gonna feel it a little bit, but it's nothing. It's not too big of a deal, I don't think. It's, for what you're gaining and being able to breathe, it's something you can put up with. So, as for the primary use, just to summarize, dust filtration, excellent. Vision and eye protection, excellent. Weight is okay, not overly impressive. I would guess that the Pro model of this is quite a bit nicer with the weight being in the back. The noise on this one is okay. It's not a big deal. You got a fan on your head, what are you going to get? You're going to hear it. Even with the Pro model, they put the fan behind your head in the Pro model. I don't think that makes a difference. You're probably still going to hear it. Moving on, let's talk about maintenance for this thing. And really, what is the only maintenance is the filters. And let me open this thing up here. Now, as I mentioned, this is not heavy-duty plastic. This stuff is, it bends. It was flat when I got that there. It's starting to curl a little bit. So what I like to do is use an old chisel here just to pop that open. And you pop this up like this. And and unscrew the side knobs. And to get this thing open, after you loosen that up, you push this forward. There's your on and off switch, by the way, on top. So you push this open, lift it up, and now you have access to your filters, your batteries. This is the pre-filter. It just sticks in there with Velcro. And this thing, honestly, just looks like any piece of furnace filter. It's nothing really spectacular. Just sticks in there. Does a good job of catching everything. This is the main filter. They call it a THP/2 filter. I have no idea of the rating. I think it's in there somewhere, that the actual, you know, what the particulate level of which it will capture. But this is a more complicated thing. You have the foam seal here, and under here you have your fan. Now, in the manual, it says, do not blow out the filters with compressed air. And I'm going to depart from that a little bit and say that this is not a piece of space age technology right here. It's a filter, and I don't know why you can't blow it out with air. The only thing I can think is that these cost $33 a piece. These cost $6 a piece, and so they want you to replace them. That's where I'm going with that. Now, I don't know, I guess you could ruin this filter or mess up the, you know, the weaving of the foam, whatever it might be. But truth be told, you're not putting this thing on and going into a Chernobyl-like environment with radioactivity, or, you know, you're not going to strap this thing on next time there's a Hunta or, you know, Ebola virus outbreak. So, you know, I blow out the filters with compressed air. I bought this thing in July of 2008. It's April of 2009. I want to say about every 2 batteries going through, I blow out the filter with compressed air, and I haven't noticed a change in it. It's getting a little bit razzled from blowing it with the compressed air, but I haven't noticed a whole lot of dust or anything coming through. You know, this pre-filter here looks like you could probably just get a piece of furnace filter and replace that. You know, these things are expensive, and, you know, we're not made of money here. I'm not going to spend $32 every time I want to change the filter when I can just blow this thing out and have it last 6 months. That's my opinion. You know, if you have the money, I say replace the filter. That would probably be great, but I'm not rich, so I blow it out. Another issue that comes up with the maintenance, and I would classify this under maintenance, is the motor. Here's the motor. There's a little rubber seal here. The motor just sits in there, just loosely, like that. Now, what I noticed is that under just normal use, this motor works its way up like this, and several times I put the thing on, it was running, I wasn't getting any suction. Found out that the motor had slid up and was flush against the top of that. I had to open it up, push it back down. So what I did is cut a little 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch piece of wood. See if you can see that there. Right there. Super glue that in there, and just sits under the motor like that. Stops it from riding up. Problem solved. But that's something to look out for. If you notice that it just doesn't feel like it's blowing strong as it should, that could be the problem. Changing the battery is easy enough. Just pull it out, pop a new one in, and you're ready to rock and roll. Now it does have, you can put another battery on the other side for it to run double life, and I will talk about the battery life right now. Let me fire this beast up here so you can hear what it sounds like actually with a freshly charged battery. This is nice that this snaps in here, by the way. And you do have to pull this forward. You know, this part slides forward like that. You got to pull that forward to get this over here, to get that pre-filter over top. Otherwise, you're going to have a problem. And then you have to slide this whole plastic thing back to get it over the on and off switch. There's what it sounds like on. Got up by the camera. You know, so that's going to be right next to your head. There's no way to make that quiet. but it is what it is.